And I want to welcome you back. This is a very special session for the Money Marathon, and I would love for you to really give this your undivided attention. Of course, I'm assuming you're giving all of these sessions your undivided attention, but I believe you're going to get so much value out of this particular class because this class is really helping you understand how to live in abundance now, as the term goes, acting as if, which simply means you're feeling as if and you're acting as if you already have all the riches that you desire in your life. Now, just take a moment right now. Just take a moment, listen to my voice, and I want you to think about the goals that you set when you went through the money goals session with me. Hopefully, you wrote down a number of different money goals, whether they're income goals or earnings goals, or whether they are net worth goals, how much money you'd love to have in the bank, or if you're an entrepreneur, maybe profitability goals, or if you're in sales goals as well. I want you to think about those goals that you set, and assuming that you wrote them down in the present tense as if they're already here right now, just for a moment, close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you've already done it, that your income is where you'd love for it to be. Then when you look at your bank accounts, you see the funds in your bank accounts. Or if you're looking at reports or something that's reflective of the income or the money that you'd love to have in your life, you're seeing it. But right now you're feeling it. And what are you feeling in this moment? Are you feeling relaxed? Just as I'm asking you this question, did you find that your shoulders went down a little bit? Maybe you have a smile on your face. Maybe your head is lifted a little higher than normal. Because what you're doing just by following through with what I'm suggesting is you're connecting to your desires as if they're here right now. And as simple as that seems, and as easy as it was for you to do in this moment, it does become a challenge because of previous conditioning, as I've explained in the money paradigms part of the money marathon. But now I'd like you to really think about living your life every day, living in abundance, knowing that what you desire is already here. Remember that Napoleon Hill quote: no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. And why I decided to remind you of that quote right here and right now is because even though you've set some goals for yourself, and even though you've been working through this money marathon, you can definitely change your goals, increase your goals if you feel inclined to do so, because the same effort for you to manifest 1 million a year is the same effort to manifest $10 million a year. The process is exactly the same. Since the process is the same, as I'm going to remind you of right here again in this session, then there's no more effort required. Do you understand what I mean? It should make perfect sense. And in reality, it is common sense, but not that common out there in the world. I love this quote by Robert A. Russell. Robert A. Russell is one of my favorite authors of all times. Robert A. Russell wrote a book called You Too Can Be Prosperous. And he said, the secret of successful achievement is to press your claim persistently and consistently. Now, what did Robert A. Russell mean by press your claim persistently and consistently? What that means is that you activate your consciousness by connecting to your desires as if they're here now. You do it in a number of different ways through the disciplines, as we covered off in the discipline class. You press your claim through affirmations. You press your claim through visualization. You press your claim through gratitude. You press your claim through writing in your goal journal if that's what you're doing. And when you're disciplined enough that you're doing this daily, that's the persistent part of it and the consistent part of it. Do you see what I mean? So simple of a quote. The secret of successful achievement is to press your claim persistently and consistently, but yet so few do it. Well, why? Why do so few follow through? Why is it that so few are doing this? And the reason, and the very simple reason, and the understanding is because of our paradigms. because they're so strong, our paradigms. But that should be great news for you, because when you create the paradigms that support you in what you desire, then only wonderful results will come to you, because you are pressing your claim persistently and consistently. That's why it's so important throughout this period of time while you're working through the money marathon. And that's why I laid out the program the way I did, so that you can and will persistently press your claim and consistently do it as well. So, what are the steps? And we did talk about this previous as well. Step number one is make a decision. What would you love? What would you love? What would you really love? Now, this is called the money marathon, but frankly, this applies to any goal that you have in your life. So, what would you really love in your life? Now, if you set your money goals, those are the things that you'd really love. And then, as instructed earlier, you sat down and you thought about, what do I really need to believe in order to have that? So, I'll give you an example of that in a moment. But those beliefs become your paradigms through the persistent and consistent pressing the claim, pressing the idea into your into your consciousness and into your subconscious mind. You see, that's how these beliefs get into our subconscious mind, through the space-time repetition of affirming and affirming and affirming and affirming over and over again, until we build the muscles of the beliefs so strongly that they become a part of who we are. How magnificent is that? Then step number 3 is living it. Living it, meaning you're living as if, you're feeling as if you wake up in the morning, and regardless of what's in the bank account, regardless of what you may currently be earning, you're feeling as if you're already earning that which you desire. Now, some people call this a game that you're playing. It is a game that you're playing. It's the game of life. And it's a fun game to play, because when you realize that you're the one that's in control, that everything that you desire is already yours, that you have the power within you to manifest everything and anything that you desire, then you realize that you can manifest anything that you desire. And that is such wonderful, wonderful news. So if we think about the process we talked about before of establishing the goal and then determining the paradigm or the belief that you need to believe, here's an example of that. And I have manifested so many dream homes in my life and additional dream properties by doing exactly what I've been covering off with you in the Money Marathon. So if you think about the goal of owning a home, well, that takes money, right? Especially if you want to buy it and pay for it with cash. Well, if that's your desire, what do you need to believe in order to have that? You need to believe you're abundantly rich, maybe. Maybe one of those beliefs is that you already paid for it. Maybe you paid for it with cash and it was easy for you to do that. And that you now own your home outright. You're grateful for it and that you deserve it. You're worthy of this as well. So this is just part of what we had talked about earlier of building those belief systems. You can go back to the trainings, go back to these materials, ensure that you really understand it inherently within you. You want to know these materials so well that it becomes a part of who you are. That's why repetition is so important. That's why I've been studying for over 40 years. You'll never have it all figured out, because you're always growing and evolving in the process. So the goal is set. However, the paradigm is going to need to be changed. That's why I suggest daily disciplines. That's why I suggest that you get involved in this on a regular basis. Hence the reason for the Money Marathon. 26 days, you'll be receiving 26 video messages every day, reinforcing these ideas, ensuring that you're on track and staying on track throughout the entire process. Because the truth is, as Neville Goddard says, regardless of the desire, regardless of how much money you desire to earn or have in your bank accounts, regardless of how faithfully and intelligently you follow the laws of the universe, if you do not feel natural about what you want to be, you will not be it. And the same goes for if you do not feel naturally that you have that which you want, you will not have it. So you may ask the question or be thinking the question, well, how do I feel natural? This is the million-dollar question. And the answer to that question is through your imagination. Your imagination is one of your mental faculties. You have imagination. I have imagination. The next door neighbor has imagination. We all have imagination, but very few people are using it. But when you use your imagination, which is imagining that you already have that which you desire, and you persist and you consist, and you're doing this on a regular basis, even though in the beginning it's not going to feel natural, it will get to the point. You will get to the point when it will feel natural. And then you're going to know it's there. Now, where is it? It's in your consciousness. And then it'll be a matter of time before you see the physical evidence of it reflected in your life. But initially, all of the work, all of the effort is almost invisible because it's going on internally. It's going on inside you, but you must keep going. You may want to quit. You're going to come up against obstacles. Just understand it's part of the process. And when that happens, just say, oh, I recognize you. You're an opportunity to learn, to find something of value, and you move on, you press on. Or you'll get to a point where it might even seem like you're going backward. And you could say, oh, I remember Peggy talking about that in the 10th session of the Money Marathon. And you may feel like you're going backward, but that's okay too, because it might be a necessary part of the journey to get you to where you want to go. But always be aware every day. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you focusing on? And then reminding yourself to get back on track by asking yourself, what would I love? What would I really love? And that, by answering the question, will put you right back on track. My desire for you is that you really are living in abundance. You're feeling the abundance, you're appreciating the abundance, you're grateful for it, and you're experiencing more abundance than you ever even dreamed was possible. So you live in the vision in your imagination daily. Now, some people might think, well, that's just daydreaming. And of course, in school, we were taught not to daydream. But I'm going to encourage you to daydream, because this is part of the process till you get it anchored within you to feel it naturally. And you strengthen these beliefs within you by using those disciplines that I talked about: goal card, gratitude, visualization, affirmations, mirror work, power life script, journaling, writing in your goals journal every single day, of reviewing your goals every single day. All of those things are designed to strengthen you. I wouldn't even imagine waking up during the day and not doing all these things. I've been doing them so habitually for so long, and I continue to do them every single day because they continue to strengthen. And you'll never get to a point where you're done, because there's always something more, and it's a natural feeling to desire more in your life. But it can certainly be fun. You can feel the gratitude of it in your heart every single day. And when you do, you're in alignment. And that's where you want to be, in alignment with what you desire. Because I want you to know something. I want you to understand this and really believe this. Your success is absolutely guaranteed. Your success is absolutely guaranteed. You desire to have the results in your life. I want you to know what's possible for you. You have to believe it, though. It's not enough that I believe it for you. You must believe it. And if you love that statement, write it down. You could write down, my success is absolutely guaranteed. And think about how good that feels. That may even become one of your affirmations that you say every day. That might become part of your mirror work that you do every single day. Your success is absolutely guaranteed. But if you really desire to be living that abundance, you've got to be that person. We talked about the image, the self-image of stepping into the shoes of that person. But the challenge is your paradigms control your self-image, and they will try and pull you back. I just want you to know that. They're going to try and pull you back. But with discipline and the conditioning, that persistence that you're going to be involved in every day, you create a new version of you. And then you discover yourself to be in this amazing place of manifesting with ease. And it doesn't have to take years. It takes as long as you desire for it to take. You get to make that decision. So the challenge with these paradigms is that they are strong. Your paradigms are beliefs, and they're strong. Now you can replace them, and I'm suggesting you replace them. And that's what we're doing in the Money Marathon, but it's going to take time and definitely discipline. That's it. That's the process. I simply want you to be aware. But your paradigms are playing a role because when you're looking at where you are now and where you want to go, right now, they're two different places, if you will. And there's a new identity that needs to be created, a new belief system that needs to be created. And for some people, they feel it's outside of them, it's another place. They're thinking of their new life, they're thinking of their abundant life, but they're not residing in it now. So, this is part of a process as well. This is almost like some steps that you go through. So the paradigms are in control as long as you continue to think, feel, speak, act, and stay engaged in the old patterns or the old paradigms. You're going to continue to experience your undesirable results. But when you want to focus on, or when you do focus on experiencing the outcomes based on what you would love, you must reinforce those beliefs that support the lifestyle. So what happens is, and I know I experienced this myself and many of my other clients have as well, to some degree, it feels like a little bit of a tug of war because you understand the process, you set the objectives, you're moving toward the goals, you're doing the disciplines, but yet the old paradigms are trying to pull you back. So it's like you feel like you're going forward and you're going back, you're going forward and you're going back. So just understand what's going on. I believe that if we understand what's going on, then we can deal with it better, right? And that's really what you want to do. So when you've chosen to be this new person, this new identity, it's going to take a little while until it feels comfortable with you. So when you've decided what that identity is, what's the image of that successful, abundant person, someone who's disciplined and grateful and faithful and confident, you must be that every day. This is part of the conditioning as well. So you be that. So then you stop thinking as that limited thinking person, the previous version, because every day you made a decision. You know what? I am residing in the knowing that my desire and my dream life is here now. Not some other time in the future. My dream life is here now, and I am so grateful for it. And you no longer give any thought or any energy or any feeling to the previous version of who you are. And this is accomplished through your discipline. And then once you condition yourself, then every day it's almost like robotic. Now it takes time till you develop these habits, until you really condition yourself, where you get to a point where you only know that you are successful, that you are abundantly rich. That's what you know in your heart. That's what you feel in your tummy. That's what you're thinking about. That's the language that you speak. And that, of course, ultimately are the results that you produce in your life. Now, we don't know how long this is going to take. That's the interesting part with all of this. A lot of people get frustrated. They're like, well, how long does this take? No one really knows. We know how long certain seeds take to manifest. But as far as goals are concerned, and as far as money goals are concerned, really don't know. You must be patient. In my book, 21 Distinctions of Wealth, one of my chapters is called Infinite Patience Produces Immediate Results. And allow me to explain that to you. What that essentially means is that when you know that what you desire is possible, and when you feel as if it's here now, what you've just done is you've activated the energy and the feelings of having it in your life. So, what you're experiencing are the results emotionally in your consciousness of what that's like. Therefore, there's no need to be impatient. That's why infinite patience produces immediate results. No need to be impatient because it's already here now. Isn't that amazing? And it's not like you have to do more effort, just like Napoleon Hill said, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand prosperity and abundance. And it's similar to what's called the minimum effective dose, which is accomplishing desired results with the least amount of effort. I'm not talking about working 22 of the 24 hours a day or 7 days a week or something ridiculous like that. I'm just talking about when you really understand the process of manifestation, you'll realize that it doesn't take extra time. It's not a matter of working harder. It's not. It's just using what you already have. And when you're in alignment with your desire, in other words, you're feeling and thinking as if it's here now, you're in alignment. That's it. You don't have to do anything more. It's like when you boil water, it's 212 degrees. You don't have to get to 240. 212 will do it. Same thing with alignment. Isn't that fascinating? Alignment is alignment. So get in alignment with what you desire. That's all you need to do. That's it. Just get in alignment with what you desire and live every day, as if those goals that you set for yourself are in your life now. In the beginning, it's going to be challenging. Every time you set a new objective, every time you move in the direction of accomplishing something you've never done before, it's an opportunity for you to grow. But the benefit is, yes, you get to experience the increase in your financial situation, but the bigger benefit is not that. The bigger benefit is who you become in the process. It's absolutely so incredibly rewarding. So now you're ready. You've completed the pre-training for the marathon. Now you get to implement. Now, hopefully, you've been following along, made some decisions, established some disciplines, and now you're ready for day one. Day one. So, what's day one? Day one is you living as if you already have those goals in your life right now. So, I will see you in a video message on day one of your marathon, and I'm going to see you every day for 26 straight days. All right. So I look forward to seeing you there, and have fun with it. And I wish you only abundance.